Hi, hello, my name is Jani. Welcome to my channel. This is a cross stitch channel where we talk about mainly cross stitch. Welcome if you are a new friend. I hope you enjoy this few minutes with me talking about stitching. This episode, stitching with me. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome again. Thank you very much. I hope we can stitch a little bit. How are you? What are you stitching? Which are your projects right now? I'm still stitching on my Russian windows design by Al Forest. I'm really enjoying stitching this project. It's so pretty. I am playing a little bit with the flosses. I'm using flosses that I dyed. The base is DMC, so I dyed these flosses, very similar to the one in the original design, but I didn't order the the original flosses. I just got the PDF pattern, so I decided to make my own conversion, and I added this sulky. This is 4016, and it was a great idea that I include this sulky because I didn't think very when I was dyeing my flosses, I just dye one skein of each color, so I'm a little worried that I won't have enough floss for my project, because my dyeing process is very, poetic and very in the moment. I don't think I could achieve, the same color again. So I just dye the equivalent of one skein of each color. So this color is going to be plenty. This green, again, I don't think I had a problem. But this yellow one and the dark blue, I start to to get really nervous because I was thinking that it was not going to be enough. So I start using the sulky instead. In a lot of the parts of the motif, in order to to save my dyed floss. So even in the border, I stitch. In the pattern, this border was in just one color, but again, I was afraid that my color was not going to be enough, so I mix, the light blue greenish color and the dark blue. Oops, sorry. So you can see I tried to cover the fact that perhaps my floss was not going to be enough, and same in the other side of the border. I start with the dark blue and then change to a light one, and then I put a little more dark, and trying to cover, and I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, in this central motif, I took all the dark blue, so that's why I almost finished my skin. But yeah, I mean, the change that I'm doing, it's, for example, in this window, let's see, it's supposed to be stitched in this blue, in this one, but instead I took the sulky and then this blue, and the bottom part I'm going to use the light one. So the bottom line is, when you dye floss for some project, make sure to to dye a couple of skins of each color, just to be sure. But yeah, having a lot of fun, and I finished all the border, and I was a little, in the fence because I didn't want to work on the border. The borders are usually boring to work, but I said, let's keep stitching the border, and I finished it. So yeah, and it matched. So yeah, and just the many windows to stitch. So that's it. That's my progress on my project, and I've been stitching really in a very monogamous way all this year, with no new starts, which is amazing for me. Just working on my work in progress, but focus in one project at a time until I finish. So yeah, I mean, it has been only 3 months of the year, but I've been a really constant. No new stitches, no new starts, and I'm finishing my whips. So yeah, that's why I really want to finish this project, because I was getting a little bored. But I don't know, I mean, if I really want to change the project, I can do it. But yeah, it's not hard at all. It's really easy, and it's not a totally symmetric design, but each window it's symmetrical, so it's very easy to follow. And yeah, it's a really clean design, and it only takes 5 colors, well, in my case 6 with the extra sulky. But yeah, the result is really pretty, a really clean design, in my opinion. Very very nice. And I was watching Flosstube, and it's always so dangerous to to follow certain stitchers, because they make these beautiful projects, and I want to stitch all of them. And the real danger is when I see a project and I have the whip of that project. So immediately I want to stop stitching this and take the other whip. And we were talking with stitchy friends that we are very unfaithful talking about our stitching projects. Don't get me wrong, and we are stitching in one project, but we constantly thinking in another one. So yeah, I guess it's something very natural that you are working in one stitching piece, and you start thinking in your next project or other projects. So yeah, I guess it's part of what keeps you motivated to finish something, or at least keeping making progress in the piece, when you have that motivation of another project. Sometimes you just get tired and change the project, but and then the process repeats, because you immediately after you took another project, you start thinking in the next one. So yeah, been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. But yeah, it's really, it's part of the game. I always say that, but yeah, it's part of the fun of having more than one project at a time, and having whips, and don't feel the pressure to just have one project, or stitch until you're finished this project, because otherwise you let me do this stitches with the Danish method, because otherwise my floss is going to be so little, so short. And because I have you know, just one skein of each color, I try to be very careful with with the flosses, and you know, take advantage of each piece. So yeah, last stitch, and that's it. And I didn't waste any floss. So yeah, phew. That's a tip. If you, oops, where are my scissors? Where are my scissors? I just lost them. No, here they are. If you dye your own flosses, make sure to dye more than just one skein of each color. You know, in case of you need more more floss. Don't be like Johnny. Be smarter. So yeah, okay, let's change the floss. This is the lighter blue, and I have more floss remain of this color. So yeah, instead of, you know, making the stitching the window in just one blue, I tried to use all the flosses. So yeah, lack of planning, I guess, but that's it. I will try to progress all I can this week, and next week is how do you say, Semana Santa, Holy Week, and I will have a few days off. So yeah, it's going to be great for my stitching projects. Hopefully I will finish this, and I already have the frame ready for this. It's just a very simple frame in a light color. So we'll see. I can't wait to finish this and frame it, and have another project ready of my sampler soiree. I've been stitching samplers all since last year and all this year. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not a typical or a traditional sampler stitcher, because I used to watch all these beautiful channels, you know, Flosstube channels, Nicole Needlework, and Carol and Laura, and they all stitch these beautiful projects in really traditional colors and beautiful linens, and it's all very according to the design. And I am, for example, right now I'm watching the samplers that I have this year, and one is yellow, one is blue, and one is really red. So I love them. But yeah, I'm not like the traditional stitchers, I guess. And I was talking about a little bit about this in my Spanish video, how we are influenced by right now by internet and Instagram, and you look at these gorgeous image and pictures, and you have the need to have them, or to be like them, or for example, in the beauty industry, all these influencers who post beautiful pictures of perfect bodies and perfect skins and gorgeous faces, and it's not always the truth. They have a lot of filters, some procedures, and even surgery, and they try to sell, for example, a beauty product, and you look at their faces and you said, yeah, I want to be like them with this magic cream, but it's really not the cream. It's the Botox. And yeah, it's dangerous. And talking about our cross stitch, sometimes we feel like we are not good enough, or we are not stitching enough, or we are not finished enough, because we are looking at all these beautiful pictures, and it's not the idea. The idea is to share, and at the end, trying not to compare yourself with somebody else, because you're always going to feel less than the others. So yeah, I love to watch all these wonderful Flosstube channels with these classics, with these classic samplers, and those gorgeous silks, and so fancy linens. And here I am stitching in a piece of cotton, with cotton floss that I dye, and using colors that perhaps are not the more traditional samplery way, but I love samplers, and I love the way I see the sampler. I translate those samplers to my taste, to my personality, and yeah, I mean, I have some of my projects that are very traditional, and I won't say I will use the call for materials, but sometimes it's really difficult for me to get all those fancy flosses. But yeah, I have a few projects with the very classic and very call for flosses and fabric, but most of my projects are very me. So I think it's nice to have that inspiration from Instagram and YouTube and internet, but always remembering that there is no one like you, and nobody stitch like you do, and nobody choose the projects that you choose and stitch them as you do. So enjoy that process, and of course the result is going to be amazing, and it's going to be you. So yeah. I was watching Carol Saltbox Stitcher, and oh my god, looking at her beautiful wall full of samplers, and then she make quills or patchwork, and that is something that I find so incredible. And yeah, it's inspirational, but I know Carol is going to be always Carol, and it's going to be always amazing, and I'm different. And we can be stitching the same project, but it's going to be different. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Sometimes it's just thoughts of a Stitchy Saturday. I'm trying to relax and watching Flosstube and making progress on my whip and enjoying my time as a stitcher. And most of all relaxing, because after a really heavy week these moments are, you know, heaven for me. So yeah, thank you for being here with me, for stitching a little bit. I hope you have a great weekend, a great week. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.